Welcome to another episode of Trending Niches, where I show you current trends both on Amazon and on Redbubble. As usual, there was a week break because I was away on holiday, but I've got some good trends again for you this week to make up for it, so stick around and let's get started. Niche number one I wanted to point out to you is Hello Thanks Miss, and this one, first of all, you might notice that it says brand right here in these t-shirts quite a lot. This is a current issue with PODCS. I've already been speaking to their support and they're working on fixing it within the next 24 hours. There's a lot of t-shirts which are being marked as branded when they're not actually branded. Like these designs are not all by Disney or Star Wars, Marvel, that sort of stuff. They're by normal sellers for the most part, like you and me. And yeah, so this niche is a very interesting cross niche between Halloween, Thanksgiving and Christmas as well. And it's doing really well at the moment. We've got 3 t-shirts under 100k BSR. And the interesting thing about this is it has potential to sell really well for quite a while. It could sell well past Halloween because it has those 3 topics in there. We're seeing a lot of t-shirts with gnomes in them that are dressed differently for the occasion, but you also get wine glasses. We've got these drinks right here, hot drinks, then some animals down here, llamas that are dressed differently. So obviously a lot of people are just going to copy the sort of top seller style. What are the top sellers? We've got the gnomes and the wine, right? But if you want to stand out, then think of new topics that you don't see here to cross niche and sort of dress up for the occasion of Halloween, Thanksgiving and Christmas. So for example, you could use sport. We know that American football does really well. A lot of times if it's being cross niched, you could paint some American footballs in different colors, give them different hats, put the same phrase on there just as an idea. You could do different animals, different hobbies. There really is unlimited possibilities. And the thing is, there might be less potential with some of your ideas of getting a lot of sales. But the thing is, if everyone's selling one thing and you're selling something unique, it is more likely that a customer's going to choose your design, because if you have like a full shelf of, full shelf of bottles that all have a red label, if your label is blue, well, what are people going to look at? Your label. Try and be the blue label. Try and stand out with a unique design in this niche. It's definitely a cool one that has potential to sell very well for many weeks to come. Niche number 2 is probably the biggest trend at the moment in terms of like an entire niche trending on Merch by Amazon. It is breast cancer or breast cancer awareness. And this one is doing really well because Breast Cancer Awareness Month is during October. These shirts were already doing extremely well last month, but now is sort of the peak season for these designs to sell. There's an abundance of t-shirts that are under 100k BSR with a variety of different topics. There's mainly a lot of sort of female-centric designs, obviously because that's the main group of people that gets breast cancer, unfortunately. You also get things like the gnomes right here. We have just text-based designs. We have American flags, rainbows. So there is variety in this, ways to approach this differently than just going along with like the top sellers. So yeah, do check out this niche, especially if you're in the lower tiers. This is very sort of low-hanging fruit right now, which has massive sales volume, lots of interest. So if you can come up with something unique, you're giving yourself a great chance of picking up some sales so you can tier up ready for Q4. Next up, we've got Prost. This is the German word for cheers, in case you didn't know, and it's doing extremely well because it is a sub-niche of Oktoberfest. So you'll see lots of German or Germany themed designs doing well at the moment, and many of them do say Prost. So this is sort of an angle of how to approach Oktoberfest. There's a dash hound here, which is pretty cool, a nice way to stand out by using sort of German animals or German topics rather than just putting beer onto your design. And one more thing I wanted to point out, one of the top sellers right here actually doesn't even have the German flag colors in the design. It's just a normal vintage sunset, and it still is doing extremely well. So you don't have to use the German colors. You can use nice vintage color schemes to also stand out in this niche. And if we look at the sales graph right here, these t-shirts can still sell throughout the year, but the trend is definitely happening right now. The t-shirts have been dropping throughout the past few weeks in BSR, so it is probably peaking right around now towards the end of Oktoberfest. I know it's only the end of September, but Oktoberfest only lasts until the beginning of October for some reason, and yeah, that's why these will probably sell well for another week or so, and then it might die down. Niche number 4 I've got for you on Amazon is Trick or Teach. This is obviously a sub-niche of Halloween. We see lots of ghosts in these designs, and it's spinning the phrase trick or treat to trick or teach, meaning it's aimed at teachers, and teaching designs generally do well if they're cross-niched with sort of seasonal holidays. So if you want to think ahead, look at things like Thanksgiving or Christmas and look for cross-niching opportunities there of how to pair teachers with that seasonal trend. And if you get some designs up right now that are unique and start getting some sales, some BSR history, then you're increasing the likelihood of doing really well once those trends actually kick in. And one reason why I wanted to shout out this niche to you is because I've actually been getting quite a few sales in this niche myself, and I'm also going to be uploading a tutorial in a few days of how to create a design for this niche. The video will also show you techniques and sort of tricks that you can apply to other niches as well. So if you're not subscribed yet to the channel, consider maybe subscribing so you don't miss that video. So if you haven't entered any Halloween niches yet, you've still got a few weeks left, probably about 3 more weeks of like really high Halloween related sales, and this is definitely one to consider if you're not sure what to design. And just briefly, I wanted to mention that in case you didn't see my last video, Deleted Designs, this is a niche that is very risky to be selling. It's doing well at the moment. It's called Every Child Matters. Last year, I uploaded designs to this niche, not really knowing what it is, just seeing it sells well, came up with some designs, and I had them taken down by Merch by Amazon a few weeks later. I'll put up the email that I got on screen. So yeah, if you have uploaded stuff to this niche, you best take it down. You might get away with it, but I'm guessing not much has changed, so don't risk your Merch by Amazon account and just delete the designs. And if you want to be aware of these sort of things happening, like designs that are not allowed or things that are being removed from Amazon, that's why I've got the series Deleted Designs, where I talk about these sort of topics, along with also trademarks that you should be aware of, and all those sort of things that help you keep your Merch by Amazon account safe. Moving on to the Redbubble niches, the search term that has seen the biggest jump popularity throughout the recent week on Redbubble is "In October we were pink and watched football." This has seen an 8,462 jump popularity, which is massive, and it's in the 1,250th place, which is also pretty decent. In case you're a bit confused of what I'm talking about, I'm using the free Redbubble Popular Tags tool. It's a cool website where you can easily find Redbubble trends and niches that are doing well on Redbubble. So yeah, this one is an interesting cross niche of the October breast cancer awareness topic with watching football. And whilst I recently talked about the fact that the word October and pink is trademarked, and why I thought it's a bit risky to sell those sort of designs on Amazon, I don't think they pose any threat on Redbubble. They're just common words. Yes, they're trademarked, but I don't think Redbubble is going to ever care about these words and like close accounts because of them, right? So yeah, definitely be careful with these designs on Amazon. I wouldn't upload them myself. On Redbubble or other marketplaces, they're probably fine. So think of different ways of how to create graphics that match the "In October we were pink" phrase and the whole awareness topic, and make sure to include that search term within your listing in the title, description, and your tags, and it's probably going to well throughout the entire month of October. The second Redbubble niche I've got for you is another Halloween or October centric one. This one is called "Kings of Halloween are born in October." So it is actually sort of birthday shirts that are specifically cross-niched with October and Halloween, which is quite cool. And as we can see, there's difference of pumpkin graphics in these. Then we've got this interesting looking graphic, almost looks like it's out of a show or a video game. I'm not certain, but I just get that vibe. So yeah, definitely another interesting angle of how to get more sales during October is to target people whose birthday is during October and then cross-niching it with Halloween. Didn't even talk about the numbers. Basically, it's got a 852 popularity rank, which is pretty good, and it's seen nearly a 5,000 point jump. So definitely an interesting trend and one to maybe try out and design something for. Next up, we've got "I hate dumplings, just kidding, can you imagine?" This is a funny phrase that's seen a massive spike in popularity and interest on Redbubble, specifically 6,000 points, and it's only got a very low amount of results. I'm not sure where this is from. Maybe it's from a quote from something that people have recently been watching, I don't know. But a lot of these designs are not that easy to read. Just from looking at the first few rows, there's barely any that have like a good font selection, are easy to read, and therefore would be something that a lot of people sort of click on and purchase. Like this one, just a light grey on a white t-shirt, very small thin letters. Don't do that, it's way too hard to read and people are going to scroll past. So definitely an interesting niche with a lot of sort of lower quality designs that you could stand out in by just creating nice designs with big fonts, big letters, so that people can actually read what your shirt is saying, and they'll also prefer to buy it, because then people that look at their t-shirt will have an easier time reading it. So yeah, interesting one. Maybe put some dumpling graphics actually with the phrase. I don't see that many people doing it, considering that is the obvious main topic of this design. So try and design something unique, try and design something that looks better than these results, and I think you'll be able to pick up some sales in this trending niche. Moving on, we've got fast or slow, just go. This phrase specifically has seen a 4,000 point jump in popularity, and it's only got a very small amount of results. 500 results is very good for Redbubble. Usually niches are massive on Redbubble because it's so easy to create an account and upload stuff. So yeah, what can we see here? Lots of text-based stuff. Some of these have graphics of a fast person and a snail to go along with the words. We can come up with some unique ideas here for sure. I've not seen a single vintage sunset yet, and we know that that is a style that sells really well, so why not try that? A vintage sunset, maybe with a fast person and a slow person, or you could just overlay the text onto the sunset itself. You don't even need to use graphics. And in case you don't have access to any sunsets, I actually have a free print-on-demand graphics bundle linked in the description. You enter $0 and you've got yourself some nice sunset graphics to use in your designs. I've created them so you can feel safe selling them on any marketplace. I'm not bothered. I hope that helps you out. If you're just starting with design, it can definitely give you a bit of a kickstart with some nice graphics to go with. And yeah, so this is an interesting niche. Not sure where it's come from, but I'm sure you can create some nice designs for it very easily. And the last niche I'm going to show you might be a controversial one, and I'm not saying that this is something that I would buy on a t-shirt. I'm only showing this as educational content. What I wanted to show with this niche is that whilst there's often a lot of trends that have sort of pro shirt selling, often happens with political topics, there's a lot of pro stuff, you also get the other side of anti, and in this case it's anti-monarchy. And people do have the right to criticize the monarchy or criticize any political system, anything like that. And whilst on marketplaces like Amazon, for example, it's not really allowed, and you probably get rejections or problems with Amazon. On other marketplaces, it's fine. Like Redbubble probably doesn't care too much about this. TeePublic probably wouldn't, and it'd be easier to pick up some sales because there's less competition. Now, am I saying you should sell this? You don't have to if you don't agree with it, if you think it's disrespectful. I don't think, like, most of these shirts are not even being disrespectful to the Queen necessarily. They're just sort of providing to people who don't like the monarchy, and those people will be more keen to buy t-shirts at the moment because they see a lot of talk about the monarchy, a lot of pro-monarchy stuff in the news, and then they might want to represent the fact that they actually don't agree with it, which in my opinion is fine. Once again, it's up to you. You don't have to enter these sort of niches, but I wanted to make you aware of the fact that they're also out there and that people will be interested in them. So this one specifically, F the Monarchy, has seen a 3,200 point jump in popularity, so it's definitely got a lot of interest, at least on Redbubble and probably on other marketplaces as well. Don't sell it on Amazon, please don't try it. You'll probably get rejections and removals, but on Redbubble, TeePublic, it's probably fine. So that's it for this week's episode of Trending Niches, and if you've recently felt very demotivated about your sales with print on demand, or you feel like you're not making any progress, then you would massively benefit from watching this video next, where I talk to you about a few reasons why you should not quit print on demand, as well as I give you mindset tips that will help you keep going and be successful.